Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, YAHAWASHI, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a quick lesson on this YouTube short that I had seen earlier today. And it's this guy who could be an Israelite. He can very well be Jake. He's going just looking at how he's dressed. And, when I play the video, you kind of pick up on certain things. He seems to be Jake, but he's, doing the typical asking women, what race of men do they particularly like? And most of them are going to say Jake, so-called black man. But the thing is, it's not even just a so-called black man, because it's going to be one girl to say she like Issachar. She's going to say she like Mexican. But the Israelites in general, which is the point. This first girl, she said the so-called black man, black people, black men. But it's another woman that says, Issachar. She says, the Mexican. So, basically it's Israelites. I think it was probably a white woman that said she liked the Israelites. But I'm going to play the video. But anyways, the point is that despite everything that's happened to us, as you can see, this is modern day age. This is modern age. This is modern day. Despite everything that's happened to us, all the stereotypes, all the movies, all the propaganda, everything Esau Edom tried to do to destroy our image, you still have women all over the world attracted to Israelites. They are still attracted and still want the Israelite man, and especially the so-called black man. They still want us. But here it is, the women over here in the West, which they threw, they don't give you the time of day. They don't respect you. But it's women across the earth that has the utmost respect for the so-called black man, despite the images that's portrayed upon us. And ultimately, the standard is going to be the elect. The 144,000, YAHAWASHI first and foremost. Then 144,000, the royal seed, the 12 apostles, King David. All these men are going to be the standard in the earth. And when the rest of the nation of men come back, they're going to be just like them, And we're going to be a nation of kings and priests, as the scriptures say. So I'm going to play this video. And, of course, in the comment section, you still got your Edomites hating. And I know it's the Edomites, I don't particularly know for sure. But you just can tell that it's got to be Edomites hating. Ain't no telling what race it really is. It's probably multiple. But for sure, I know for sure it's going to be some Edomites. And you can tell by some of the comments that it's Esau hating. But I'm going to play this video, and it's fair use. I'm not using this video to make any type of money or financial gains or anything. I'm using this strictly for educational purposes. So I'm not making any money off of your content. It's fair use. And the Lord will is edifying.
What race has the most attractive guys?
I like black guys.
Why?
I really don't have a preference, but out of everything, I would probably choose.
Like, you like their height?
I think height is kind of a big part of that.
What are you?
I'm Korean and Canadian.
What race has the most attractive guys?
Light skins.
Why?
They're always tall and their features are always really nice.
What else about them though?
Good personalities, the loyalty is usually there.
What are you?
I'm white.
What race has the most attractive guys?
Mexican people.
Why?
I just like brown hair and curly hair.
What are you?
Half white, half Middle Eastern.
You're single?
Yeah.
What do you rate me from a scale from 1 to 10? I got gains.
7.8.
7? Hit me up on IG. That's me right there. What race has...
All right, so as you can see, the first girl, she said she was Korean, and her fantasy man is the so-called black man. And then the second girl, which she was, all of them, this Korean girl, she looked good. All of them look good. But the white girl, she said she's white, and she said light skins. But that's still, we know who they talking about, the so-called, black race of men, melanated people. She didn't name no other. They didn't name no other race outside of Israelites. That's all they named, And even this guy, which it could have been just for show, but he tried to shoot his shot. And I believe he's an Israelite as well, you know? But the thing is, the women all over the earth, they want Israelites. You know, that's what they want. And right now, all they really know is just how they portray Israelite men. But just imagine the 144,000. Just imagine the royal of our nation started with YAHAWASHI on down to the 144,000. And on to the 1/3. You know, 1/3 of men that's gonna be saved in that number. And as a matter of fact, just the men whose names written in the book of life. You know, just imagine the desire that women will have for you. You know, even of our own race too. You know, our own nation, because it's not to say that it's not gonna be no women that be saved of Israel from all the 12 tribes as well. You know, it's gonna be women saved from all 12 tribes, but just the fact that these are people from other nations, and you know, these women, or at least they appear to be from the other nations, and they have a desire for the Israelite man. And this is some of the comments. The first comment for sure, she said this person said the first girl is the cutest and she has the highest chance of becoming a single mom. So you know, the stereotypes is all there. That's nothing but strict, you know, stereotypes that they have about the Israelite man. But meanwhile, Esau Edom is the one who created the conditions for single women. You the one that made the laws to give them government assistance and all this help, but they had to get rid of the man. They can't have a man. They can't have a man in the house. He can't be with his family. You set up the system to have the government to take care of these women instead of the man doing it in a natural order. And then you made life so hard for the Israelite man to provide for his family that you basically took the mind of his women. You didn't have to take the women physically. You took her mind, and that instantly turned her against him. So you created a system to oppress us, and then you sit here and make stereotypes and point fingers at us with the results. But all that's gonna be put to an end, and all this slander that we get from Esau Edom, all of this is gonna end, you know, and these other nations as well. But you know, this was the Edomite, like you said. Somebody, you know, 100%. And somebody else said, "Oh well, cry about it. Black guys are up." You know. Somebody else said, "Did she just put light skins and loyalty in the same sentence?" You know. Right? She said it classified them as a race, but that's loyalty is usually there. You know, they doing it's nothing but mocking and slander. First girl, I don't like culture and history. I just like, you know what they talking about. She ain't, because all they know is when they think about the so-called black culture, when they think about the so-called black man, they think about guns, drugs, thugs, you know, anything negative and violent. That's what they think about when they think about the so-called Israelite man, the so-called Judite, or so-called, not so-called, I'm sorry, the Southern Kingdom. That's what they think about. But like I said, the Lord is finna put an end to all of that. He's finna get us fame and all the lands where been put to shame. We've been put to shame across the four corners of the earth, you know? And the culture that's portrayed, Esau, you set that system up as well. You put the guns and the drugs in the neighborhood and push that image and had entertainers and you know, rappers, singers, entertainers to push that image out so that it can program the minds of our people that that's the type of life that they live in or they need to live. You the one did that. You created this. You ain't gonna be like it's saying in Habakkuk chapter 2. You the one put the bottle to us and made us drink. And now you gonna have to drink of that same cup. Because there's no way you can do that and point the fingers and then create all these stereotypes like that's our nature. When that is indeed your nature, that's your nature. Somebody said I didn't know light skins was a race, which is funny. But they said I didn't say light skin and dark skin was solely exclusive to the black community. But we already know who she was talking about. I'm not even gonna finish reading it. It says, okay, first of all, right, the first girl would definitely be a single mom. I can guarantee that. And second of all, who the hell put light skins and loyalty in the same sentence? And as you can see, it's a Edomite. We don't even need to go no further. Like you say, they're making all these stereotypes. Let's see one more. The first girl is a single mother of 6, as far as I've heard. Right, so somebody said that first answer had Brad crashing out. Right, so anyways, that's the point. You know, we see all this slander, but like I said, the elect is going to be the standard. So let's get what is it? Revelation chapter 12. Slander thy own sons, mother's son. Let's see what it said. I know it's slanderous. Oh, I thought it was Revelation Salakia. It's Psalms chapter 50. Psalms chapter 50, starting at verse 16. Let me see. Yeah, I'm reading the AMP. But to the wicked, the Most High says, what right have you to recite my statutes or to take my covenant on your lips? For you hate instruction and discipline and cast my words behind you, disregarding them. This is the nature of the Edomites. This is the nature that they try to portray to us. Like I said, a single mother. The first woman would definitely be a single mother. Secondly, they said she don't care about culture or history. All she care about is the sex. This is them hating instruction and discipline, because you are, well, I'm gonna keep going. It says, when you see a thief, you are pleased with him and condone his behavior, and you associate with adulterers. You give your mouth to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. And if these Edomites had any clue of who they truly were, they would understand that they are the wicked. And they are the ones slandering their own mother's son. Talking about Esau and Jacob's mother, who is Rebecca. You know? So it's these Edomites slandering the Israelites. But you created the situations to slander, because you hate instruction, you hate discipline. You hate YAHAWASHI. You're programmed to be wicked. You can't be righteous. You don't know what righteousness is. So like it said, you doing all this slander, and all you doing is just fulfilling prophecy. That's what it said your nature is going to be. You are the one doing this, and you created the situations for our people to be like that. You know, you did that, but the Lord said the Israelite man, he gonna be the standard. It's Isaiah 13:12. KJV. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And that man is the man of the elect, you know? And of course, this is going to be during the times that we coming upon, but it ain't just going to stop there. It's going to carry on with you forever, you know, even in the kingdom. The men of YAHAWASHI, which going to translate eventually to the whole nation, but it's going to start with the elect, are going to be the most precious men on the face of the earth, you know, the most precious men on the face of the earth. And right now it's just only for the elect, you know, and the men of Israel are going to be the standard of how to live, how to be. Let's get kings and priests. This is wait, hold on. Let me get both. This is Revelation chapter 1 and 6. Let's start at 5. I'm gonna just go straight to point 6. It says, "And have made us kings and priests unto the Most High, and His Father. To Him be glory and dominion forever and ever." Right? It said, "Has made us kings and priests." That starts with the elect. That starts with the elect. A king and a priest unto YAHAWASHI. The men of the Lord are going to be the standard in the earth. And just like the women desire and want us now, the other nations, they going to desire and want us all the way up into the kingdom onto eternity. You're going to forever be desired. And this ain't just to just go into how, women just going to, desire you and this, that, and the third. But this is just reclaiming, this is a part of reclaiming what Yahweh has given unto us. We are the salt of the earth. So you're the Israelite man is the best of the best. You are the closest thing to Yahweh Bashim Abishai on earth. You men of the elect. The prophets, the men of the Lord. You are the closest thing to Yahweh Bashim Abishai on the earth. And you are the most precious thing to Yahweh Bashim Abishai on the earth. Men and women of the elect, but especially you men. Like I said, the Lord, He has made us kings and priests unto Yahweh Bashim Abishai, unto the Most High, His Father. To Him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Now I'm going to get the other one. This is Revelation 5 and 10. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 9. "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us unto the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nations." It's talking about YAHWASHI. "And hast made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth." We shall reign on the earth, meaning we finna have power. We finna have authority, resources, influence all over the earth. And we got it right now in our lowest estate, that influence on the earth. We got that to a low level because the other nations still desire and want to be like us. But how much more when we in power? And how much more for the elect, who has a legacy attached into their name, a righteous legacy attached to their name that's gonna be made famous. You're gonna forever be famous. A righteous legacy attached to you. So you're gonna be the standard. And just like women desire the Israelite man now, they're gonna desire you even more when the kingdom of heaven comes, So all this slander that we receive and everything, it's okay. Yahweh Shema Shai eventually is he gonna change all of it. He gonna change everything. Everything is gonna be turned. It's gonna be put back how it's supposed to be. And these other nations, the men of the other nations, ain't gonna have nothing to say. Nothing to say. We ain't gonna even just slander them. We ain't gonna slander Esau Edom. We gonna just tell the truth. The truth is gonna slander. The truth is gonna hurt him. We just gonna tell the truth about him. Because his history and everything he did is still gonna be known in the kingdom of heaven. The reason why he in punishment and in captivity is gonna be known in the kingdom of heaven. So we ain't gonna be slandering him, making false accusations against him and everything. Everything we say against him is gonna be true. Just like it is now. Everything we say against him is true. And he's not gonna be desired by no nation. No women is gonna want him. No, just like now. None of them women said that they wanted the so-called white man. Not even the so-called white woman said she wanted the so-called white man. They all said Israelites. So the Israelite man of the elect will be the standard. You know, eventually it's going to be the whole nation. But as of right now, the men of the elect will be the standard of desire for women. So, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing his word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping his word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time.